Hello and welcome to, finally, another episode of my Hall of Fame series. The game I'll be featuring today is World in Conflict, a real-time strategy game set in the Cold War era developed by Swedish studio Massive Entertainment. Man, this is one of the best RTS of the last years. Personally, I played through it several times after its release. So let's get started. What is it about and what does the game offer? World in Conflict puts you in a fictitious scenario starting in the year 1989. The Soviet Union is not doing that well, negotiations between the superpowers fail, and so they finally set their grand plan in motion. A massive surprise attack on the NATO states, invading all of Europe as well as the US. In the roles of American Lieutenant Parker and Russian Lieutenant Romanov, you lead your men through this war scenario, alternating between both perspectives. You're never on your own, but always fight alongside allied forces under the command of a superior officer. During the missions there's a lot of radio chat going on, the other officers giving status updates, talking about the objectives, etc. Those missions are extremely varied and objectives often change in the middle of the battle. There are a lot of surprises, sudden enemy breakthroughs, new opportunities or eagerly awaited reinforcements. The whole campaign is focused on letting you experience the story through cutscenes, mission intros and of course the game itself with regular scripted events. Have a look at this opening.
Execute turn on my mark. This is Sokol. Weapons free. I repeat, weapons free.
As you probably already noticed, the maps look very organic and highly detailed. You can zoom in on your vehicles, on houses and roads, and you will be surprised over the amount of details. There's also a nice amount of variety: snowy Norwegian mountains, mostly flat areas in the western US, or nice little hill towns in southern France. Let's take a look at the gameplay. How does it work and what do you do? A thing to note right at the start: there's no base building. World in Conflict is heavily action orientated, letting you drop in reinforcements at pretty much any time of the battle, avoiding a slowdown by building a base, gathering resources, etc. The size of your forces is limited. You're not commanding big armies and only have a specific amount of reinforcement points. When a unit gets killed, you get those points back and can call in a new one. To still allow the impression of a big battle, you're always supported by AI colleagues and the enemy usually has a numerical advantage. You're pretty much always busy, and while the game starts easy, a lot of later missions are rather demanding and stressful, with several points of the map you have to pay attention to. Thankfully, the very intuitive and pretty much perfect controls interface, along with shortcuts for all important actions, make your job much easier. During those missions, like this one here in the north of Russia, you follow the markers on a map to defend a point, capture enemy positions, or support allies during their advance with artillery or air support. These points you need to capture from time to time can be improved with additional defenses, if you stay within the green circles for a while. Depending on the mission, the kind of units available to you vary. There are heavy, medium and light tanks, different helicopters, artillery, anti-air units, transporters and infantry. The latter are most effective hiding in forests or fortifying themselves in houses. Two groups of anti-tank infantry hidden in the trees can easily hold a position against oncoming tanks, while your own heavy cavalry is rather helpless when encountering enemy attack helicopters. In addition to mixing your units well and having a good overview of the battle, like seeing where support is needed, which units need to repair, etc., you also got access to various off-map support assets: airstrikes, artillery bombardments or laser-guided rockets. There's a lot of stuff to play with. By destroying enemy units you get points you can use for these actions, and they may be crucial to your success. Being able to severely weaken an enemy advance or take out entrenched forces will make your job much easier. And well, it's also just super cool ordering a massive bombardment on the opposing forces, watching forests burn after napalm strikes or entire city blocks collapse after a massive bombardment. The destruction is a lot of fun to watch. And that immediately brings me to my last point. Why is World in Conflict so great? Why did it end up in my Hall of Fame? And the first point here clearly are the great graphics and especially phenomenal explosions. Those great stunning views like this massive aerial bombardment right now. Seeing the enemy numbers crumble at the same time is just a bonus at this point. Surprising how good the game still looks today. A huge atmospheric plus are the excellent cutscenes and the voice acting. Together with the writing they create believable characters and lead to an enthralling campaign experience where you don't just play cause the gameplay is great, but also cause you want to see the story continue. The mission intros and outros as well as lots of background info is either told via in-game cutscenes or by drawn but not animated slides like this one.
Yeah?
Hey, Earl.
Mark! It's about goddamn time that you called. Your mother's worried sick, you know that? I thought we agreed that you'd call at least once a week.
I'm sorry, but you might have noticed there's an invasion going on and...
Yeah, and you guys turned and tail and ran, and that's what we get with a bunch of spoiled brats defending our country.
We didn't have any choice. You know how many men we lost?
In my day, wouldn't have let those commie bastards come ashore in the first place. We would have fought them to the last man, with bayonets if we had to.
Yeah? I don't remember you winning any wars.
We won the battles, son. And if your father were alive, he'd cry to see what you've become. First, that business in Europe, and now you can't even hold your ground when the commies are in your own damn backyard. You goddamn sissy. Mark. Yeah, I'll tell your mother you called.
Earl! Damn it.
It's also very fun to recognize locations in scenarios like Berlin or New York, as you can see in the video right now. Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty, Governor's Island, and in the background even the Twin Towers. Breaking through the wall in Berlin and rushing past the Brandenburg Gate as the Soviets is similarly cool. This combination of visually stunning battles, smooth gameplay, and exciting story made World in Conflict an immediate favorite of mine, one I gladly played through another time for this video. This game belongs into the collection of every modern RTS fan. Thank you very much for checking out my latest Hall of Fame video. I hope to see you again next time.
Excellent job so far. And that goes for you too, Parker. Bannon, I'm leaving Ellis Island to you. Set up a forward area rearm and refuel point for Parker to use. He's going to need the support.